because it's a bilingual. We present it in both English and Yoruba. You're welcome. I'm not alone in the studio this afternoon, as I have the Director Marketing of the agency, in person, the Director Marketing and Quality Assurance of Oyshia State Health Insurance Agency, Mr. Stephen Dauda, on the program. You're welcome, sir.
Good afternoon, Mr. Presenter, and thank you for having me.
You're welcome, sir. My name is Bola Okonlawo. On our last program here, we started with understanding health insurance, all you need to know about health insurance, how it works. I started with that. So this week, we are fortunate to have somebody who can equally give us all we need to know about health insurance in Oyshia State. Is an expert on the field. So let me quickly recap some of the things we discussed on understanding health insurance the last time I was here. I said that let me quickly tell us how you can reach us. We are at Ministry of Information, we are at Ministry of Establishment and Training Secretariat. When you're coming inside the Secretariat, just ask for where Oyshia is. Oyshia Aderonode. We are at Ministry of Establishment and Training Secretariat. You'll see Oyshia there. So whenever you want to enroll or you want to come for inquiries, just come down to our station in the Secretariat. We also have other stations, other offices. We have one at room 19, BCOS. Perhaps you want to enroll, you want to make inquiries, just come down to BCOS room 19. At Oyo, we are at Afi PHC at Oyo. Shaki Okeogun, we are at State Hospital Shaki. Eruwa, Igbora, we are at Gasol Medical Center Igbora. So we have regional offices at Ogbomoso. We are at Ogbomoso Teaching Hospital,
Lautech Teaching Hospital.
So we have, our offices in various regions in Oyshia State. So those are the places you should go whenever you want to enroll. What does it take to enroll? I told us the last time that you just come to our office, come with your passport photograph. You'll be issued a form to fill, and after that we'll impute all your information into our computer in the ICT. We'll impute your data inside our computer, so that will enable us, know your data. We'll have to everything that you've supplied to us will be channeled to the hospital of your choice that you have chosen. So let me stop there in order to save time. Yes, I have, like I said earlier on, we have Mr. Stephen Dauda in the studio. In recent times, the agency is engaged in some work. Like recently, we were enrolling pensioners, Oyshia State pensioners, into the scheme. So it's going to tell us, how far they have gone in ensuring that pensioners in Oyshia State are enrolled in the scheme, and some other things. Now to Mr. Stephen Dauda, can you tell us how far we have gone of recent, in things pertaining to the agency? Because our listeners and viewers at home would like to know how far we have gone, what we have done so far in the last 2 or 3 weeks. Over to you, Mr. Stephen.
Thank you. Of recent, the agency has been engaged with enrolling 3-4 different sets of people into the scheme. The normal scheme, which our civil servants and everybody in the state can enroll into. And that scheme has 2 basic bouquet. The universal health coverage bouquet, which goes for 8,000 naira, and the family version of that goes for 28,000 naira. Father, mother, and 2 children. If you have more than 2 children, you pay 7,200 naira per extra child. Then we have the top-up plan. The top-up plans are 2. The first one is 13,500 naira, which we call standard plus, and the highest, which is 108,000 naira, that is standard peak. Then aside that, we also went around the state to enroll people into the basic healthcare provision fund. This was paid for by the federal and state governments. So we went around every local government, all the 33 local governments in the state, to enroll people into this. And sometimes early September, the SSG, Mrs. Adebanwa Adeosun, flag off the basic healthcare provision fund. Now, all the primary healthcare centers that were to be used for this scheme had been empowered, renovated, equipped, and staffed, drugs made available, and other essentials. So it means an ID cards have been distributed to all of these centers. So it means enrollees in this scheme can now go to their centers to pick up the ID card and start accessing care. Yeah. So that is ongoing. Then the new one we just started now is enrolling pensioners into the Oyo State Health Insurance Scheme.
Excuse me, before moving to the enrollment of pensioners, I want to know the criteria by which we select those who are in the basic health care program.
Good. No, the basic health care was actually meant for, and is still meant for, children under 5, pregnant women, and the less privileged and the less to do in the society. So there's a yardstick. We enroll people from orphanages, and there's a palliative list. Those palliatives were given to during COVID. So there are all these lists, and we did this in collaboration. So Oyshia did not just do it alone. There are WDCs, World Development Committee members in every ward. So we work hand in hand with them in conjunction with the health educators in every local government. And that's the WDC, the health educator, and the MOH, in the medical officer of health in every local government. So we work hand in hand after they have been trained to screen people in their wards. So we work hand in hand. They were the ones that identified those to be enrolled, that met the criteria to be enrolled. I remember very well during the training for WDC members at Plaza de Haruna Hotel in Oyo, sometimes sometimes last year. And part of the criteria is this. For example, the fact that somebody has a rich child or sibling, you understand, does not make you look at that person as being well-to-do, because that person might not actually be enjoying any economic benefit from that relation, and the person might have somebody rich but is wallowing in poverty. So you'll be denying such a person access by saying, no, you are rich. You understand? So all you need to do is you look at the status of the person as a person, not linking him or her to that rich person. Now you look at it this way, that is this Mr. A or Mrs. A actually living well? So that's what we are looking at.
Because I was about to ask that, what do you use to measure the reach of the richest in the society? But you've been able to at least give an answer to that to some extent. Now, have you been able to now cover the required number that is expected of the agency?
No. In Oyo State, our target is to register 45,000 people into the Basic Healthcare Provision Fund scheme. As at the last count, I think we've registered about 22,000. So we still have another 23,000 to go. So the aim is we are still going out for what we call mop-up. Now, we are taking it a step at a time, because from every step, is a learning curve for us, so that we not repeat the same mistake. So that is why we are not rushing it at all. Then aside that, we don't just want to rush everything so that everything will become clumsy. So what we are doing is, okay, this first set, let them start enjoying the scheme, start having access. Let us also learn from that. We've learned a lot of lessons from the registration exercise. That is one arm. Then enrolling them onto the scheme, onto our network, was another arm. Access to care, that's another arm. And we know that from once the program was officially launched, we now had to call all the OICs again to a training.
The OIC, what is the OIC?
These are the officers in charge of the health centers for another training on how to actually administer the scheme. So you can see that there are different processes, and in all of these processes we have to learn, because if there's a missing gap, the effect will be on how well are the people the scheme are meant for, how well are they enjoying it. So we don't want any lapses. So the approach is get it right the first time, so that it will move on seamlessly.
Okay, we'll need to go for a musical break, but when we come back, I'm going to ask you, the publicity your agency has put in place to ensure that virtually all the poor of the parents of the poor, or what they call them, get to know about this program, because it's actually meant for them. What do you put in place? What publicity efforts have you put in place? Because some people will tell them that they are not aware of this program. So how do you ensure that people at the grassroots, especially people at the grassroots, get to know about this program that the federal and state government is putting together, that you call basic healthcare provision program, that you are putting together for them? How do you ensure that they get to know of this program? But till then, we'll be right back. Please give us a musical.
State Health Insurance Agency ó ti dé. Iṣẹ́ abẹ ò ń bẹ, ìgbẹ́ bí ọmọ ò gbẹ́yìn. Ìtọ́jú àìsàn gbogbo, ṣẹgbẹ̀rún mọ́jọ forí kan ó gbà wòsàn fọ́dún kan Oyshia. Omi tuntun ìgbà tún. Bàbá rántí, mo ní kí n béèrè pé báwo lára ọmọ yìí ni. Ó yàtọ̀. Ẹ ò gbé lọ sí hospital ni. A ti làgbo. Ò pọn mi sílẹ̀ dòǹgbẹ́ ní Ọ̀yọ́ State Health Insurance Agency ti ṣètò ìlera tó péye. Ẹgbẹ̀rún 8 náírà ní forí kan lọ́dún. Bàbá ìyá pẹ̀lú ọmọ méjì jẹ́ ẹgbẹ̀rún 28 náírà péré. Mo bá tún lọ́mọ méjì sí ńkọ́. Ẹgbẹ̀rún 2 àti igba náírà lẹ́ ó fi kún. Ṣíṣàyẹ̀wò ara, rírí dókítà àti gbígba oògùn nílé ìgbẹ̀bí aládàáni tàbí alábọ́dé tí ó ti àfọwọ́sí, ó sì lè forúkọ sílẹ̀ ládùúgbò rẹ̀. Sẹkítẹ́ríàtì nìbàdàn ni wọ́n wà. Ṣèbí ní Ministry of Establishment and Training náà wà. Kódà ẹ ti mọ̀ jù. Fóònù nọ́mbà Oyshia dà. 090 30 000 530 tàbí 080 57 000 530. Ó pé jàjọ lọ. Oyshia ló ń kéde.
Ètò àdójútòfò ìlera nípìnlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ àjọṣe wa ni.
Ẹ kú ìjọ̀kọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀yin ẹlẹgbẹ́ mi lọ́kùnrin lóbìnrin. Àǹfààní kan ni mo gbọ́ tí mo ní kí n mú tọ̀ yín wá nípa ètò àdójútòfò ìlera ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ Oyshia tí wọ́n ní ká lọ forúkọ sílẹ̀ lẹ́nìkọ̀ọ̀kan àti lẹ́gbẹ́lẹ́gbẹ́. Pé a lè ṣàyẹ̀wò ara wa, ká sì mọ gba ìtọ́jú àti òògùn lórí àìsàn tó bá ń ṣe ni. Nínú rẹ̀ ní iṣẹ́ abẹ́wà tó bá jẹ mọ́. 650 náírà ní lóṣù, 650 náírà. Ẹgbẹ̀rún 8 ní lọ́dún, 8,000. Àǹfààní wà fún ká san ẹgbẹ̀rún 4, 4,000 náírà ká sì máa gba ìwòsàn lọ́ní rẹbutu. Kódà bá a bá rìnrìn àjò tó fẹ́ rẹra níbi tá a bá lọ. Tá a sì forúkọ sílẹ̀ pẹ̀lú àjọ àdójútòfò ìlera Oyshia. Ọ̀fẹ́ lágbàwòsàn nírìn àjò wa. Àǹfààní wà fún gbogbo olùgbé ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ pátá, àtàwùsá àti Ìgbò àti Yorùbá. Ṣé wá rí i pé pẹ̀lú owó ìlera wa tó dínkù yìí, a ti láǹfààní láti ṣe orin biribi láyé wa. A ó mọ ipò tí ìlera wa wà, a ó sì mọ gbádùn lọ.
Mo fara mọ́.
Èmi kejì àbáhùn.
Lọ forúkọ sílẹ̀ ní oníléeṣẹ́ ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ rẹ àti ilé ìwòsàn ìjọba tó wà lágbègbè rẹ tàbí ilé ìwòsàn aládàáni tí àjọ àdójútòfò ìlera Oyshia fọwọ́ sí, tàbí ní olú iléeṣẹ́ àjọ Oyshia ní Ministry of Establishment and Training nínú ọgbà Secretariat ní ìlú Ìbàdàn. Ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ wọn ni 090 30 530 tàbí 080 57 530. Ìlera lọ́rọ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká pọn mi sílẹ̀ dòǹgbẹ́.
Before to see a doctor you must pay money first. Today things don't change inside Oyo State. You register with Shikini money, you collect treatment 1 year. Oyo State Health Insurance Agency, Oyshia gbé tuntun dé. Insurance cover am, Oyshia cover. You wan born pikin, you wan do surgery, Oyshia cover. Eyes treatment, insurance cover. Dental soon call, Oyshia cover. Oh yeah, insurance cover. Register today, Oyshia cover. Yeah, Oyo State Health Insurance Agency, Oyshia gbé tuntun dé.
Ribi nice, atike wa araba mi.
You wanna live long, you wanna stay strong. You wanna live long and stay strong.
Yes, it's 3:30 from the Ministry of Information, Radio, GSM Radio, Secretariat Ibadan. Yes, we've been on Oyshia Day, Irorun Day, and I have with me the Director, Marketing and Quality Assurance of Oyo State Health Insurance Agency, Mr. Stephen Dada. Before we went on musical break, we were discussing the Basic Healthcare Provision Fund Program that the agency is engaged on recently. Yes, and I was asking him that what does the agency do to ensure that this program, this basic healthcare provision program, reach the grassroots, because publicity has not really reached them. They don't have publicity is not strong. Some people are not aware of this program and it's meant for the poorest of the poor. So what publicity efforts has your agency been making to ensure that this program reach where it's supposed to?
Thank you, Mrs. Presenter. When you talk about reaching out to people in the grassroots, it's not only on basic healthcare provision fund. It's on health insurance generally, which Oyshia stands for, and Oyshia is promoting. Because for Oyshia, everybody in the state, every resident of the state ought to be on the program. So we have various means of reaching out, communicating with every nook and cranny of the state. We have billboards, we have wall posters, paintings, we have jingles on radio. I can name it up to 10-15 radio stations where they air our jingles time to time on a daily basis. Then even when you go online, on our social media handles, you have different jingles and even drama clips, all just towards promoting the benefits of health insurance. So these are the various channels. And in addition to that, we have live radio and TV programs that people can call in to make inquiry, ask questions, lodge complaints, and all that. So these are the various channels. And also that's not leaving out flyers and outreaches in strategic locations around the state. I know we've been to Barakpa for outreach, we planned one for Kyogun, Ogbomoso, and several in Ibadan. So these are through the various means.
Thank you very much. This program is bilingual, it's both in English and Yoruba. Fún àwọn ọmọ ìyá wa tí wọ́n gbọ́ Yorùbá dáadáa, nǹkan tá à ń sọ látàárọ̀ náà ni wípé iṣẹ́ mọ̀ pé Oyshia Day Ìrọ̀rùn Dé, òun lórúkọ ètò yìí, wípé nǹkan tá a ti ń sọ pẹ̀lú director wa ọ̀gá àgbà ní iléeṣẹ́ adójútòfò ètò ìlera, director àwọn amápò wọn ní Babalọ́jà, àwọn ni wọ́n ń pèrò, àwọn ni wọ́n ń ta ọjà wa káàkiri. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni tí wọ́n rí dájú pé àwọn èèyàn wá sí orí ètò, wọ́n bá sọ̀rọ̀ lórí ètò kan tí a mú mọ́ ètò ẹlẹ́gbẹ̀rún 8 tá a gbé dání ní iléeṣẹ́ adójútòfò ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́, Ọ̀yọ́ State Health Insurance Agency, Oyshia, wípé ètò yìí àwọn federal government, ìjọba àpapọ̀ àti ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀, àwọn náà gbé kalẹ̀ wípé kó wà fún àwọn tí wọn ò bá lè rí 8,000 naira mú jáde lápò, àwọn tí wọn tó kù díẹ̀ káàtó fún láwùjọ, wípé kó wá sórí ètò yìí. Wọ́n dẹ̀ gbé kalẹ̀ wípé ó níye ó níye lives tí a gbọ́dọ̀ gbé wá sórí ètò yìí. Kí ni 45,000 lives ẹ bá mi tu ẹ̀yin ará ilé?
Ẹgbẹ̀rún márùnlélógójì.
Ẹgbẹ̀rún márùnléníogójì ni a gbọ́dọ̀ kó wá sórí ètò yìí. Ṣùgbọ́n a ti enroll, a ti forúkọ àwọn tó lé ní ẹgbẹ̀rún lọ́nà ogún, a ti forúkọ wọn sílẹ̀ lórí ètò yìí. A wá ṣe ìkójáde flag off, a ṣe ìkójáde tó máa fún wọn ní àǹfààní láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní gba ìtọ́jú. Èyí la ṣe láti ní oṣù kan sẹ́yìn tí akọ̀wé àgbà ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ìyáàfin Adébámiwò Adéọ̀sùn tí wọ́n bá wa ṣí ní ààfin PAT ní Ọ̀yọ́ ní ọjọ́ ìtò yìí. Ó fún wa láǹfààní láti fún àwọn tó jẹ́ pé a ti forúkọ wọn sílẹ̀ tó ti enroll sórí scheme yìí, àwọn bí ẹgbẹ̀rún lọ́nà tó lé ní 2 wọ́n wá láti wá fún wọn ní ID card wọn, ìwé ìdánimọ̀ wọn, fún wọn láti máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní lọ máa gba ìtọ́jú. Lórí ètò yìí a ṣe ń lọ sí another 20,000, a ṣe ń lọ sí another ẹgbẹ̀rún lọ́nà 20 láti kó wa. So eléyìí tó jẹ́ pé a máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní lọ káàkiri láti lọ máa forúkọ wọn sílẹ̀ fáwọn náà láti jẹ àǹfààní eléyìí. Mi ò lówó lọ́wọ́ ni o, ọmọ ọdún kan, ọmọ òòjọ́ títí dé ọmọ ọdún 5, àwọn tó wà ní ilé aláìní bàbá, aláìní màmá, aláìní ìyá, gbogbo wọn pátá náà òun là ń lọ káàkiri láti rí i dájú wípé wọ́n forúkọ sórí ètò yìí. Gbogbo nǹkan tá à ń ṣe náà ni láti achieve universal health coverage, láti rí i dájú pé gbogbo àwọn èèyàn wà nínú ètò kan àbí èkejì, láti rí i dájú pé kò ní wọ́n lára láti lè lọ máa gba ìtọ́jú. Ṣé ẹ mọ̀ pé àìrí ìtọ́jú ló máa ń pa ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ èèyàn? Àìrí owó ló máa ń pa àwọn ẹlòmíì tó yẹ pé tó wá fi lè lọ hospital báyìí tó máa sáré owó káàkiri kó tó rówó tán, wọ́n máa ní pé èèyàn ti kú. Ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ yóò dẹ̀ fẹ́ àti ìjọba àpapọ̀ wọn ò fẹ́ rárá, wọ́n fẹ́ kí a dín mortality rate tí àwọn èèyàn fi ń kú, wọ́n fẹ́ ká dínkù. Wọ́n náà fi ń sọ pé ká wá sí àwọn abẹ́ ètò yìí. Mo dẹ̀ ń bi director wa léèrè pé ipa wo ni wọ́n kó láti rí wípé gbogbo àwọn tó wà ní gbèríko ní ẹsẹ̀ kùkù tí wọ́n ń gbọ́ nípa ètò yìí, so that àwọn náà lè wá fi orúkọ sílẹ̀ pé àwọn náà máa jẹ àǹfààní. Wọ́n ní pé wọ́n á sọ fún wa pé a máa ń ṣe àjọ wa máa ń ṣe ìkéde káàkiri, à ń ṣe lórí rédíò, à ń ṣe lórí tẹlifíṣọ̀n, à ń ṣe lórí online, lórí ayélujára, à ń ṣe káàkiri billboard láti fi ensure pé gbogbo àwọn èèyàn tí ò gbọ́ nípa ẹ̀, à ń ṣe lórí àwọn rédíò. Irú ọjọ́ Monday ní ìsìn láàrin aago 9 sí aago 10 a máa ń wà ní BCOS ilé akéde. Ìjọ Sátidé a máa wà lórí Fresh FM from 10 to 11 la máa ń wà ńbẹ̀. A máa ń wà ní orí iFlyer radio náà níjọ Sátidé kan náà
aago 8
àbọ̀ sí aago 9. A máa ń wà ní Pensioners FM náà
níjọ
torí pé
Alámísì.
tí mo bá fi lè ṣàlàyé lè fún yín tán ní Yorùbá, a lọ sí torí àwọn pensioners, wọ́n á tún ṣàlàyé fún wa níbi tá a dé dúró lórí ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn pensioners, torí pé ní ẹnujọ́ mẹ́ta àti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní kó àwọn pensioners ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ sórí ètò yìí. So mo ń gbìyànjú láti sọ fún wa nǹkan tó ti sọ ní fìtìfìtì látàárọ̀, so that a lè yé wa, a máa lè gbọ́ àgbọ́yé. Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀ láti rí dájú pé gbogbo ará ìlú ìpínlẹ̀, a ní pé ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ò fẹ́ kí ẹnìkankan máa ṣàìsàn, wọ́n fẹ́ kí olúkálùkù wa ká wà ní ìlera tó pé, òun ni àjọ yìí wà fún. So now to our guests on the program today, enlighten us on how far your agency has gone with the pensioners with their enrollment, because we understand that we have started enrolling pensioners. So how far have you gone? What other areas are you still going as per this pensioners enrollment is concerned?
Ẹ ṣe àtọkùn lórí ti àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ fẹ̀yìntì láti ó lé lóṣù kan báyìí tá a ti ń fi orúkọ àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ fẹ̀yìntì ní Ìbàdàn àti agbègbè rẹ̀ sílẹ̀ sí orí ètò yìí. Mo rò kí gbogbo ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ mọ́kànlá tó wà ní Ìbàdàn òun ni a ti dé, àti lájọ lẹ́gbẹ́lẹ́gbẹ́ tí wọ́n ti ń ṣèpàdé wọn, gbogbo igun táwọn òṣìṣẹ́ fẹ̀yìntì ti ń ṣèpàdé àti débẹ̀ àti fi orúkọ wọn sílẹ̀. àmọ̀pá àti ìrì táwọn kan ṣe wọ́yá àwọn tí ò sí nílé ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n èyí tó pọ̀ jù nínú ẹ̀ láti fi orúkọ wọn sílẹ̀ pé tá a bá ní káwò ní ti àwọn olóyìnbó tí wọ́n ní percentage àwọn tá a ti fi sílẹ̀ ká sọ pé bíi 90% àwọn tó wà ní Ìbàdàn a sì ti sọ fún gbogbo àwọn alága wọn láwọn ibi tá a lọ wípé táwọn èèyàn yín bá tí ò sí nílé bá ti ń dé kí wọ́n wá sí ọ́fíìsì wa bó sì jẹ́jọ́ pàdé yín ni tẹ́ bá ti jámọ̀ táyé bá ti wà á wà síbẹ̀ láti wá fi orúkọ wọn sílẹ̀ ní ibùjókòó tó sì wà ní ẹ̀yìn accountant general's office ojoojúmọ́ làwọn èèyàn wá wà ń bẹ̀ fáwọn tó bá lè fẹsẹ̀ kan yà kan ṣáà ti mú fọ́tò pélébé kan dání á fún wọn ọ̀fẹ́ ní fọ́ọ̀mù wọn forúkọ sílẹ̀ tí a bá sì lọ káàkiri àwọn ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ tán ní pensioners house ní Àgbárígo ibùjókòó wa ní ó wà ń bẹ̀ fáwọn tí ò tí ì ṣe tiwọn ìgbàkigbà wọn lè yà síbẹ̀ káwọn náà fi orúkọ sílẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n láti ìjẹta ọjọ́ ajé ìjẹta láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní pé gbogbo àwọn alága àwọn gbogbo ẹ̀ka àwọn pensioners ní àwọn ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ ìyókù ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ láti Ìṣẹ̀yìn Ìtẹ̀síwájú Kájọlà Ìwàjọwà àti Ìsbò Ṣakí East Ṣakí West Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ gbogbo Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ Kìṣí Òrèlópé Ìgbòho Ìbàràká gbogbo wọn la ti ń pè láti jẹ́ kó yé wọn wípé láti ọjọ́ ìṣẹ́gun tó ń bọ̀ lájáde kúrò Ìbàdàn là ń bọ̀ lọ́dọ̀ wọn o gbogbo àwọn tó bá sì pè láti ń fún wọn ìjọ tó bá kan ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ kọ̀ọ̀kan láti ń ṣàlàyé fún wọn ètò àfihàn ní pé kó mọ̀ bá wọn lẹ́jà fún tá a bá ti dé káwọn náà ti múra lẹ̀ kí wọ́n ti sọ fún gbogbo àwọn èèyàn wọn ọjọ́ báyìí ni ó kàn wá o kẹ̀sì mú fọ́tò pélébé yín dání kó lè yá o a mọ̀ pé wọ́n ti ń yọ owó wọn ṣùgbọ́n ẹ̀yin àgbà náà lè máa ń sọ pé ìkọ̀ọ̀kan là á yọ ṣẹlẹ̀ kù ìkọ̀ọ̀kan náà là ń ṣe kí gbogbo ẹ̀ má bàa di wọ́lùkọlù ìkọ̀ọ̀kan náà là ń ṣe a ti ṣe Ìbàdàn tán báyìí ìta Ìbàdàn ló kù ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ kọ̀ọ̀kan láṣẹ wọn mú àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ àjọ Oyshia àti ṣe tán dé látọ̀sẹ̀ tí ń bọ̀ tí wọ́n sì jáde lọ láti wá fi orúkọ wa sílẹ̀ ẹ jẹ́ káwa náà gbáradì ibi tá a ti jọ fẹ́nu kò sí pé ibẹ̀ láti pàdé yín ká lè bá yín bẹ̀ ká lè fi orúkọ tiyín náà sílẹ̀ tá a bá ti ṣèyí tán tá a padà dé a lè ṣe káàdì ìdánimọ̀ yín a sì lè gbé orúkọ yín wo orí ẹ̀rọ ayélujára àjọ Oyshia tẹ́yìn náà ó sì bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní jẹ àǹfààní ètò àdójútòfò yìí tí ìjọba GSM tí wọ́n gbé kalẹ̀ fún yín ẹ rí wípé ìjọba ni ẹ já kí torí wípé ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ni àkọ́kọ́ ìjọba àpapọ̀ gan òṣèré kí wọ́n forúkọ àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ fẹ̀yìntì sí orí ètò àdójútòfò kẹ́ ẹ lè mọ ibi tó ṣe dé àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ìjọba àpapọ̀ àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ fẹ̀yìntì ìjọba àpapọ̀ kọ̀ọ̀kan tó wà ní bí iléeṣẹ́ ìjọba àpapọ̀ 5 tó wà nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ni wọ́n ti pè wá wọ́n ti pàjọ Oyshia sípàdé wípé àwọn náà fẹ́ jẹ nínú àǹfààní yìí pé 4,000 tàwọn gan àwọn ṣetán láti san lápò ara àwọn lẹ́ẹ̀kan náà wọ́n mọ̀ wípé kò ní rọrùn kí wọ́n ní kí wọ́n máa yọ lóṣooṣù bí wọ́n ṣe fẹ́ yọ tàwọn òṣìṣẹ́ fẹ̀yìntì ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ wọ́n ní ṣùgbọ́n táwọn àwọn ó san lẹ́ẹ̀kan náà káwọn náà lè jẹ́ nínú àǹfààní yìí pé ṣèbí Ìbàdàn làwọn náà ń gbé kí ló dé táwọn náà ní lè jẹ́ nínú àǹfààní yìí ẹ rí i wípé nǹkan ńlá ní ìjọba ṣe fún àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ fẹ̀yìntì ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ Ọlọ́run ó sì jẹ́ kó bá wa kalẹ̀ ká lè jẹ àǹfààní yìí nínú ìrọ̀rùn.
àmín 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 ìjọba wọ́n ṣe púpọ̀ gan-an a dúpẹ́ pé ẹ bá wa lu ìjọba ní ọ̀gọ́ ẹnu. We really appreciate what the government has been doing so far as regards health in Oyo State. Yes, thank you so very much, and I really love that your Yoruba this thing. Your Yoruba is even better than my own. Yes, thank you. Yes, let's quickly go to what is required of people. If they want to come into health insurance, how do they go about it? Because I've concluded that we'll be treating some frequently asked questions on this program. So it's not bad, if we can pick one or two of the frequently asked questions, like how do I enroll? What does it take to enroll? What if I'm not comfortable with the hospital I'm given?
Okay, good. What does it take to enroll? It's simple. It's not difficult at all. You want to enroll, you visit our office or any of our enrollment centers. You obtain the form, which is free. You fill. Now, in filling the form, one thing we expect is, in insurance, it is called utmost good faith. Disclose all there is to disclose. Don't hide anything. So on that basis, when you disclose, we'll be able to advise you better on one, the bouquet on which you should come on board. Mm-hmm. Two, the type of hospital you are to choose, because we have the knowledge of the hospital and the services they can render. So if you know you have a particular ailment, you did not disclose it, you can just pick any hospital, and that's to avoid the problem of referral. You know, where you can actually pick a hospital and do everything under one roof, but now you have to be moved from one place to the other. But when you disclose, we'll be able to advise you based on this and this. Why not pick this hospital